Hey guys. A couple of my friends have taken a sleep study recently, and being in bed right now, I figured I would take a chance to tell you guys what to expect as I work in that uh, field. So, you're going to show up to what basically looks like a nice hotel room. They're going to put you in there. Some have TV, some don't. It really depends on what their goal is for you that night. So you show up, you check in, they give you a while to kind of relax, and then the tech will come in and they're going to put a bunch of wires on you. And by a bunch, I mean probably somewhere between 30 to 35 different electrodes and EKGs and all that kind of stuff. So what they're doing is basic EEG setup. They're going to do some by your eyes, by your jaw. The eyes are to detect REM sleep as well as the slow rolling eye movements that your eyes make as you kind of drift to sleep. The jaw is to detect teeth grinding and kind of jaw movement while you sleep as well. Some people clench their teeth, and that's not a good thing. So that's why a lot of sleep apnea doctors will actually, well, or pulmonologists or whoever you see that refers you to the study, will actually ask you to sleep with a mouthpiece in, and so that's one thing that they can do. There's some that'll go behind your ear and on the back of your head. Those are all reference leads. Then there's the three on top, the one in the center, two right here, and those are all to detect brain activity while you sleep for your brain waves alpha, beta, uh, theta, and delta. And the goal of the study is basically to see when you fall asleep, what gives you issues, what happens to you while you sleep, what prevents you from getting the best sleep you can. So they also put on you a belt that goes around your chest and a belt that goes around your stomach. The belt that goes around your chest is basically to measure your breathing as your chest expands while you breathe. Same with the stomach. You That shows that you're making an effort to breathe. They'll also give you a cannula that goes over your mouth and your nose, just like you see people who have oxygen, like oxygen masks. It looks kind of like that, but with a little dangly piece that hangs around in front of your mouth, and that basically detects whether or not you're mouth breathing. So what this does in combination is to make the difference between if you're trying to breathe and no air's coming in. That's called obstructive sleep apnea. That means that there's something literally blocking air from going into your lungs as you lay on your back and you sleep. Tonsils, uvula, the little dangly thing in the back of your throat, or even your tongue. Your tongue actually goes fairly far down into your mouth, so they want to make sure that none of that is blocking your breathing. Sleep apnea literally means the act of not breathing while you sleep. So if you are trying to breathe and there's no air going in, they can know, oh, okay, this person's probably trying to breathe, but they can't. There's no air coming in. And that's when you get a CPAP mask involved. The other kind of apnea is where there's no breathing going on. You're just not breathing. You're not making an effort at all. And that's it's called central sleep apnea. So those are some of the other things they look for. They also put some electrodes on your legs, sometimes even on your arms, but usually just the legs, just on your shins. And that's for restless leg syndrome and twitching, because when your body blood oxygen level desaturates and you have that apnea, your body will jolt, and that's your body saying, "Hey, we gotta start, we gotta start doing something here." And that'll pretty much that kind of sums up the study for the most part. There's three studies that most people go through, and that's the first one is they just watch you with all the stuff on you, and they see, okay, this person, here's where their issues are, and then you go in the next night, you do the same exact setup, except for this time they give you the actual CPAP mask that goes around your nose or sometimes around your full face. Different. They have different models. And then the other study is called a split study, which is a combination of the two. After about 2 hours of watching you, they see how many events you have, and they say if this person meets a certain amount of events, put them on the mask. And they usually put that as your first night, just so they can get you the CPAP mask as soon as possible. The other studies that they do are narcoleptic studies, which is where you'll do a night in the sleep lab, and then they'll wake you up at about 6 a.m., which is pretty terrible. And then you'll do a series of naps. You'll do a series of naps every couple hours, and they just want to make sure it's to help with narcolepsy. So, anyways, to all my friends who may or may not have to go through this study, I hope this little information helps, and it is just basic information. It's off the top of my head. I did this last minute, so anyways, have a great day. Bye.